What is going on, people? Welcome. This is a showcase video for the Rimhammer The End Times mod. We'll be talking about what the mod does, what it adds, where it's headed, those types of things. So let's jump right in. We have a scenario here for Rimhammer The End Times Humans from the base mod. That's all that it adds is one scenario, and once we get into it you'll see some more, but they start with just some basic stuff, some steel, some really basic weapons. You get 3 people chosen from 8. For this, we're not going to be too concerned with that, and we'll do 100% so you can get the full vibe here. Okay, map generated. So one thing you'll notice is everybody's tribal. There are no human factions, or any factions at all, in the submods, the one I've been working on anyway, that are anything beyond the medieval era. So the game is now going to be restricted to purely medieval. And you'll see something weird here at the north and the south of the map. Those are the Chaos Wastes. So the game adds Chaos Wastes to the north and south poles. And the Chaos Wastes are a new biome, which we will jump into here. You get 3 people. I'm not terribly concerned with who we end up with. So let's just jump in and check out the biome. Alright, you get some flavor text for the scenario here. And then let's just go ahead and do a few basic things. So here's the biome itself. Pretty sparse. You have a couple of types of vegetation. There's wasteland grass, which grows but doesn't provide a lot of nutrition, so you won't get a lot of animals. And there are also, if we could find some around here somewhere, dead trees. There's one. So there's dead trees scattered about. They do grow, but they grow at a super slow rate, and they provide wood. They don't really come back. They're not going to grow terribly fast. You're not going to be able to get enough wood to survive. So pretty much what's on your starting map is what you're going to get till you can plant your own trees and try and get those to grow. There's a few others there. So in terms of soil on the map, you'll see we have wasteland soil, which is minimally fertile, much like stony soil is that's around the mountains or the hills. And then there's also corrupted wasteland soil over here, which you can't really grow anything at all. So these darker, or not the darkest, but the grayest, I guess, wasteland soil. So, looking at the pawns here, these guys are straight up vanilla pawns, no changes there. Pemmican is still in the game. Let's look at the research tab. So the main tab, significantly smaller than you're used to if you're a vanilla player. Anything past medieval age, gone. The End Times tab adds fueled furnace stove, light and warmth, which is braziers and wall sconces, and ways to preserve food. I'm going to go ahead and debug insta-finish those. Another thing that gets added by the biome, you'll see here, there's some coal. If we pop into God mode, we can see there's a coal vein in there, and that is a way to power stoves, furnaces, those types of things without having wood, because I died 1,000 times on this biome in an attempt to make it survivable somewhat, especially in the winter when it gets cold. There's nothing to burn, all your people die. So coal was added to the game as well. So if we go look over here at the production, well, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and build a little base and then I'll come back to you. Alright, so we got a little bit of a home here. So if we go look in temperature, you'll see we have a brazier and a stove furnace. So the brazier builds nicely in God mode. So it adds light and heat. You can use coal. You can use the coal in the fireplaces. You can use coal to fuel the stoves, but you cannot use coal for the torches. Those are going to be wood only. There's also a stove, and we can power that. And you'll see it makes a little light. And also, you can add bills. So you can cook. So you get light, heat, and you can cook. So it's very functional. Unlike the core stove, which doesn't make a lot of heat, doesn't make a lot of light, this meets several needs. And then you have less stuff scattered about. So then lastly over here, let's take a look at the wall sconce. So the wall sconce has to be built on a wall, has to be built facing outwards on a wall. So if we put them in the bedrooms, There's a little issue with the glower where it's currently lighting both sides, but I'm going to rewrite some glower code that should fix that problem. Been working on the dwarfs mod quite a bit and haven't had time to do that. We should make a little zone in here. Not that they'll probably ever unpause, but maybe they will. Lastly, in terms of buildings and whatnot, for production anyway, we'll talk about the food preservation situation shortly. So it adds... Whoa, wrong button. There we go. So it adds an anvil and forge, which maybe I could have put that so that you could see the front of it. Here, we'll just pop one in there. There you go. So that's a way to... we'll deconstruct that one. That's a way to build stuff. So you can build weapons and stuff that you would otherwise do at a smithy. Also some of the things that you do at a crafting spot. But you can also smelt metal here. Mostly I added that in because I was getting frustrated with chunks of metal laying around the map that I could never do anything with. So that's a place to do stuff like that. And then in terms of food preservation, if we go back and look at the research tab, it's all described here what it does. But essentially you can pickle food, you can pickle meat or vegetables, and you can cure meat, and then you can dry cured meat. And each of those adds additional time to when the food will actually rot. So I'll go ahead and pop some stuff down and then we'll talk about it. Okay, so I have everything laid out here. So you start with your stove or your cooking location, and you'll see you can cook pickling or cook a meat cure. And if you do those jobs, I can show you what they take, in fact. So you just need, for a single pickling, 5 of any raw food. For a meat cure, you need 5 meat. And those cook into either unpickled food or a cooked cure. So the process is top to bottom here. So you cook up your pickling, you put it in your pickling crock, and you wait 3 days. Boom, you got pickled food, and that'll last 15 days. So if you're pickling meat, you're going to preserve it for longer. If you have a ton of vegetables laying around and some of them aren't going to last that long anymore, you can pickle those as well, and then you'll get 15 additional days out of them. On the meat curing side, you cook up a meat cure, you put it in a curing pot, and out comes cured meat. Cured meat lasts, as you can see here, 15 days. This takes 3 days as well. Now once you have cured meat, you can decide to preserve it for longer and put it in a curing cabinet, which is a location for cured meat to dry. And that takes 10 days, but when it comes out, you have dried cured meat that will last 1 year. So that's a way, if you have tons of meat laying around, you know it's not going to keep, boom, you can make it keep. And they'll just eat, let's see, consume dried cured meat. There you go. So they'll just eat that right up. Now they've already filled everything. So all the stuff we had laying around got put in here. But you can see 3 days for both of these two, 10 days for this one. So there you go. It tells you what the temperatures are. It's all similar to how you ferment beer, just getting different products. So that's how the meat preservation process works. So this map, the mod also adds events to the game in the form of a chaos storm. So we'll kick one off here. Start a chaos storm. So it tells you here the power of chaos is in ascendance and has caused a mighty chaos storm to begin. So it rains vile corruption upon the land. Essentially it works like a fallout. Oh, you know what? I don't have doors anywhere to get out of this joint. It works like Fallout, except it builds up their chaos corruption level rather than their Fallout toxicity level. And we'll get to that in a little bit, what it actually does. But keep that in mind, that the chaos storm works like Fallout. If you have roofs and stuff, you're totally safe from it. If you don't, you might be in a problem. It also affects the animals, so the wild animals will get chaos corruption. Like this bunny here, he's already got the initial state of corruption buildup. So this mod also adds a new faction to the game. It's a hidden faction, so we can execute a raid by the Chaos Monster faction, We'll do a big one. We'll probably have to manually kill them all, unless they kill us. And an edge walk-in. So now we have a raid. A group of chaos abominations from a chaos den have arrived nearby. Here you go. So we have a bunch of spawns and some razor gore accompanying them. You can see the spawns are different sizes. You can also see the razor gore various ages as well. So they get stronger as they get older. Now, if we take our unlucky pawns here and run outside, should get swarmed at some point. I don't want to tangle with those razor gore. So the chaos spawns. Let's kill that. Boom. Down he goes. Down he goes. Alright, now these guys getting beat up. We should probably get a heal tool going here as well. Just waiting. They'll get a mood debuff from seeing... Oh no, she might die. Oh well. Alright, there it is. This is what I was waiting for. So you see they get mood issues when they see... So she saw it 3 times. It'll stack up to 4, but if you see chaos spawns, they're horrible, they're terrifying, they suck. Pawns don't like seeing chaos spawns. So at this point, I think we'll just kill all these bad boys. Because the reverse, if you see a dead one, makes you happy. Just a little hint. I had a guy helping me out with images. You can tell which images I attempted to do and which images other people did. I'm not a graphics guy. I'm a software engineer. So, alright, I think they're all dead. So let's get a heal tool so these people don't die straight away from that. Because we want to mess around with the chaos corruption level in them as well. Come on, heal up, jerks. Alright, there you go. So there's the positive. So he saw a dead chaos spawn. Observe dead chaos spawn. So if you have a bunch of dead chaos spawns, you can keep one in a freezer if it's wintertime, or you're playing the with guns version of this mod, which leaves all the tech intact. So then the next step of this is you can butcher these guys, and they'll provide hide, and they'll provide meat. So hopefully we have someone set to cook in here. Indeed, there it goes. Uh-oh, there's a few extras. A couple lingerers. We don't need them bashing down our door. So just from being outside for that little while, let's see. You're alright from the... Yeah, you have toxic or chaos corruption buildup. And so do you. So when you butcher these dudes, if the game would speed up, we do have a pet monkey eating our food over here. You saw a dead one in here, so that makes you happy. So you have chaos spawn hide. The razor gores... Also, they'll provide razor gore hide instead. So if we check her corruption level, it's initial, and it's at 5.2%. So if we make her eat some chaos meat, boom. First off, she's unhappy, and now it's at 10%. So it's going to bump you up 5% every time. And if you eat raw chaos meat, or any chaos meat for that matter, you're going to get an additional mood issue. So if we take everybody outside... We'll just let their chaos levels build up a bit here. Alright, so I've gone and used dev mode to increase their levels. Now you see what happened there. 2 of them, or this one, went berserk. So, chaos corruption has a few effects. Most likely it's going to make you go berserk, which it did to Lek here. As you can see, Lek has gone berserk. She will attack anyone she sees. McCormick, who has the same level as them, has not yet succumbed. And our other pawn is effectively dead. His corruption level got too high. He transformed into a chaos spawn. And now these two are like, oh shoot, we saw a chaos spawn. No bueno. I'm going to try and heal McCormick up here, just in case there's something else to show you. There you go. So, that's how the chaos corruption works. It'll happen on any map. Originally it was just this biome. You just go inside. But now, it's any biome. Look at that. She's a real beast at the melee. She took the spawn down. And McCormick, you better run now, because she's going to kick your hide in pretty good if she beat up that chaos spawn. So, yeah, that's what I have in that regard. Oh god, what is she doing? She's bleeding everywhere. I'm not even going to heal her. Let her go down, then she won't be berserk anymore. So many of the core events in this game were updated. Now they're going to get into it. Down you go. I'm also going to see if I can down. Let's see, isn't there a damage to down here? Boom. And just to either change the flavor of the text, like the toxic fallout event had the text changed so that the... Are you still getting wounded? You are. So that the text doesn't say, you know, a factory or something like that. It talks about burning mushrooms and things like that in the distance, or wizards doing something. So we had a wanderer join. I was hoping to get the man in black, which did not go down there. So we'll just kill this guy. Try again. No love. Well, anyways, the man in black's updated. He'll no longer have a gun. He will... Hey, there he is. It happened on its own. Sensing trouble, a mysterious man in black has arrived. So you see he has a mace instead. He's still kitted out the same because it's RimWorld iconic in my opinion. So we just swapped out his weapon. Many of the other events are tweaked a bit to make them make more sense. So that's the mod. If you want to support this mod and the series that's going to follow, the dwarfs will be released very, very shortly here. You can look me up on Patreon. There's a link in the description. You can join the Discord as well. Join the conversation. I'm on there most every day. This mod was, other than these few images that I got some help with, and thank God I did, because mine were a little more RimWorldy looking. Let's just say that. I did the whole mod myself. So same for the dwarfs mod. I got some help with the... I had somebody actually work on some of the backstories for me, which was great, and I have had a fair amount of help with the images. But otherwise, this has been my project. So thanks for watching, guys. Comments are appreciated. Feedback is welcome. Likes are appreciated as well. So I'll see you guys around.